Yes. Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Thursday. Woo. Child, we made it. Another day, another everything, another afternoon. So, Deborah Garrett, thank you for coming in early. Sissy, Auntie Joanne, and Tracy, PIA. I know Grandma Tracy is doing afternoon duties. I already know. She'll be listening in the car. And I appreciate each and every one of you because good friends become family, and family is everything. So I'd like to thank the moderators. Without you, I couldn't do the things that I do. You're my eyes and my ears when I'm tied up trying to sew. Now, I would love to have a co moderator. Kay. Oh, no, I can't see you straight. My Renaissance grandma. Thank you for coming and welcome. Deborah Garrett. And anybody else I have not seen so far. MRG is my Renaissance grandma. She ain't my grandma. She's my little sister. She's my sister. And I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're here for the replay, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you get to see the entire show from the beginning. Those of you who are the Friends and Family Club, I appreciate you because you are part of the backbone of this organization and how I am able to keep on going and doing the little things that I do. This is not a big channel. There's not real money coming in, nor was it intended to. I am retired, and ain't nobody trying to work if they don't have to. I do this for love of passing on 6 living generations and what we do and how we do it. I will be 77 years old in November. And sometimes I can't remember if I took my medicine. Like for 1 minute, I take it out, and then sometimes I'll put it on the bed. I'll fall asleep with it in my hand because Nana is knocked out. You know, life changes. Just keep on living. And you will get to where I used to be. I just want to share what I have and enthuse those of you who are younger than me so that you continue to pass on the things that you know, not only to your biological family and friends, but our YouTube family and friends. So I've been working with some of the tenants in the building with tenant issues or just concerns, and some of them speak other languages. We have interpreters, and I have learned, my sister tells me, I get so excited, I talk fast, and I do. So I have learned to slow down, at least between sentences, and give what is it? Give Restream, YouTube a chance to catch up, as well as the interpreters in my personal life in my building. So that helps. So what I want to do, and you know what you guys are like I don't know if you go to church, if you've ever been to church, but when the pastor has all the deacons that help out, and deacons are men and women, you guys, but I feel like everybody doesn't believe in God. I get it. I do. And I pray. So you are all the assistant auntie and uncle Ellens because good friends become family, and family is everything. Unbiased LLC, listening in the bushes and working. Hello, everyone. Hand pink. Oh, I see what's going on. I'm looking at it on Restream. I didn't see certain names in blue, and I was worried. I was worried. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes for everyone to come in. Thank you, those of you who are here, for the thumbs up. Appreciate it if you leave a comment and share the channel out. Share it out. Why am I going to make $1 million? Oh, heck to the no. Why? So that other peoples can find out about the channel and maybe share some things or some procedures, some ways of doing things. Today, you grow row. Hey, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Today, we're going to make a tote bag that was started on Monday. I did a pop up live with Unbiased LLC and Crafty Leo, and we had a ball. And what we did was, I put my pattern away, but we took a basic pattern of a silhouette of a lady's head, and the three of us treated it in different ways. The three of us are going to use it in three different ways. I will, at the end of this live stream, I think I can. Yeah, I can attach it so that you can see the video from beginning to end with Crafty Leo, Unbiased LLC, and Nanny Granny Auntie Ellen acting up, acting up. Speaking of six living generations, I want to say this. I was in a meeting this morning and a phone call came in and I was concerned. I was concerned because when I visited my mom on Sunday, I noticed that my mother had a missing call from the same person or her daughter, and it was my Aunt Shangy. And she doesn't usually call. She doesn't usually call. She'll wait until I get around. My dad has two living sisters, and we stay in touch. I get the family history from them. They tell me how they did things before I was old enough to remember. Oh, I want to show you guys something. So Facebook goes and shows you things from years ago, and a photo popped up. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Recently, they changed everything around. So there was a picture on Facebook. I'm not able to turn it sideways and I won't hold you up. I'll just see if you can see this. Is this not the cutest little thing? I'll try to keep it still. The light is different. I don't, okay, there it is. So, but then it changed the sensor. So that is me. Somebody asked me if I was spoiled. Don't I look like I was spoiled? A little 2 year old, maybe not even 2 years old, 2 years old, with my little bonnet on and my little socks and holding my daddy's hand. But my memory, I can't remember if that was my grandma Della or my great grandma Hope. And the reason I say that is because three of my grandparents were born in the 1890s. That's how old I am in real life. In real life. And one grandmother was born in 1911. Either way, that's over 100 years, you guys. But I, the things that I share with you are coming from then all the way down to my parents, me, my son and daughter. They give feedback of how they do things. I share that with you. My grandchildren, I have one of each, a grandson and a granddaughter. I have three great grandchildren and two great great grandchildren. And I even learn from them. The 5 year old is a whiz on his iPad. You can give him your phone, he can get into anything, he can play those games, he can do something, get more points by them, order clothes, show them to his grandmother, and they'll say, "Well, what's wrong, guy? Is that what you want your grandma to buy?" Yes. Life with Tasharia. Thanks for coming. Hello, hello, hello. And thanks to anybody I may not have seen over there. The screen scrolls. So I'm going to wait until about a couple more minutes, give a few more people time to come in. But I'm going to charm you with what we will be finishing today. I will also show you a lot of us have some, I would say, advanced devices like embroidery machines, or we see other people with embroidery machines. We see people with sewing machines. My grandmothers didn't didn't sew later on in their life with sewing machines. I grew up sewing by hand. I have been sewing by hand for over 70 years. 70 years, you guys. I have been sewing by hand. I made my first skirt when I was about 6 or 7 in brownie scouts, and I've been sewing ever since. Bedazzling Designs. Thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I watched you in Blue Lotus last night, every single minute. I'm not sure if I left the appropriate comments, but I will. I gave the thumbs up, and I try to support all the channels that I see that come in here and that are supporting me and my family. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Hey, Mike, Mike, Mike. So I wanted to show you something before I pick this up and file everything on the floor, as I usually do. Blue Lotus. Well, Blue Lotus and I have been friends for a really, really long time. I wasn't getting any notifications until like yesterday. Then all of a sudden, her and Bedazzled popped up, and Bedazzled has a little puppy. You know, I have Hershey. I don't know where he is. Hershey! He's still acting weird, you guys. Ever since he got his haircut, he is not happy. He is not happy. So he has his sweater on because, of course, my air is on because it's not enough circulation if I don't. Blue Lotus said, yes, ma'am. And Blue Lotus last night, you guys, recently her grandmother went home to rest, and she was talking about the t-shirts. Oh yes, I'm Auntie Ellen wants a t-shirt from you, a t-shirt from Bedazzling. I want to be bedazzled. Sarah's Happy Hives. Thank you for coming and welcome. If I ever get to Ohio or Indiana or that place where it's not so much to ship, I want to get some of you guys honey. But what I want to show you right now is something, speaking of going back to basics, and this is just a piece of unbleached muslin. Unbleached muslin. It was a scrap left over from something else. Happy anniversary, Mikey and Wifey. Mikey and Wifey and Mikey Maria Graham. Happy, happy birthday, baby. For those of you who do not know, where is it? It's not on the floor. I have a little handmade gift for Maria Graham. It's not in the mail because I didn't get the magnets on it. But if you give me a quick little second, what I made was, and this goes back to things you can do, you guys. This is just a little canvas, a stretch canvas, and it says "Happy Birthday, Maria." And I blinged it out, bedazzled. I blinged it out, and we'll talk Blue Lotus. I'm not trying to bum rush you or anything, and we can barter. We can barter. So this is for those of you who don't know. One time I was legally blind. When I was legally blind and I came into social media, I would sign my signature or try to say hello, but I couldn't see who I spoke to last. And everyone is trying to keep up. I'm glad I'm not the only one, but I'm going to blame it. I'm not going to blame it on my age. I'm going to say that I do what I can do and I stop. I don't push it. If I can do something for 15 minutes, I do it. Sometimes the 15 minutes stretches into hours. But I want you to see what this is. And you see the little wooden canvas, it's stretched. And I signed it, Penny Pankey 2025. But you know what it is? I made it into this is going to be a refrigerator magnet. It's going to go on point, but I didn't have a chance to set the magnets on with a strong glue that would hold it forever. So it's just a little something. And even when I posted it on Facebook, I didn't want you to see everything, but I wanted to get the bling bling glued on. So I blinged it out for you. So my signature was three purple hearts. So not sure if this was purple, but she likes pink. Then I put some blue on it. And it's just a little something that will last. Just a little something. My great granddaughter made one for me for my birthday. No, Christmas 2024. I'm going to put this on the floor so it won't have to fall on the silly floor. Donzel Cooper, welcome, welcome, welcome. So going back to where I was, I didn't lose my mind this time. So this is a piece of unbleached muslin. You know what this is? This is labels, you guys. So on the back of it, I cut some strips of double-sided heat and bond, and I ironed it on the outside. I'll show you what I can do, but I only ironed it on for stability. You can also use freezer paper. And what you can do is, so I made these for the future. Yes, I have a Cricut. Yes, I have an embroidery machine. I'm only one person. I can't use them all at one time. And I don't have enough room to leave 2 and 3 and 4 out like I used to on the homestead. Nancy, our treasured home, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I want to show you what I made. And it's a little handmade label. This is original by Ellen Penny Pankey. Why? Because there is another Ellen Pankey. She lives in the Northwest, like Washington or Oregon, and she signs her name Ellen Pankey. There's another person, I think she's an artist as well. Her name is Penny Pankey. My aunt, the same aunt that called me today, she said that she saw somebody say Penny Pankey and she turned on TV looking for my little face, and it wasn't me. It was somebody else. But now I know, so I decided to sign my name like on Facebook or IG. It's Ellen Penny dot Pankey, but you don't need the dot. So I'm going to jazz this up a little bit, and this is going to be the label on today's project. Going to stick it under here and hope I remember where it is. Maria Graham, it's under the computer. It's under the computer when I turn around. Okay, so let me see if I can see the chat. So, also, like a week or so ago, we were talking about stress and coloring and Zentangles, and I told you about my worry stone. So I want to show you my worry stone. My therapist 10 years ago, I have PTSD among other issues. She gave me this stone. It was already worn smooth from years of rubbing. Some people have worry stones that are different kind of gemstones or whatever, and it's a big rock and it's cold. It's so comforting when you don't feel well and you pick it up on the nightstand, or you have pain and you just need to squeeze it to keep from screaming or something. So this is mine. You know what else I do with it? I use it to hold my patterns down. Some like little pieces of paper, like the little one I stuck under my computer. I use it for this. Unbiased says, please hit the like button, everyone. So Unbiased, Crafty, and I made the same bag. And it has taken a few little steps since Monday when I did the pop-up with her and Crafty. If you'd like a copy of the pattern we used, you can go to either one of their channels. And if you are a member or a subscriber, they are free to share it with each of you. And don't forget to go to the other channels to see how they treated this same pattern. So, the name of this pattern, I'm excited to show you because it's finally appliqued onto this plain piece of off-white kind of goldish double quilted fabric. So what she is I'm going to put this on my chest. Look what happened to her. So she's a collage. At first, I just cut out the brown in the background and I used that for her face. And after a while, I messed around and gave her some kind of lips. Sitting back, you're not going to see them. Mind you, this is a tote. This is a handbag. When you do your art, when you make your totes, the amount of time you spend on it depends on what you can sell it for if you're going to sell it. Now, in Connecticut, the minimum wage is $16 an hour. So, Crafty and Unbiased and I were on, and we're not minimum wage. We are professional sewists, crafters, artists. Our time is worth more than that an hour. How much is the minimum that you would work for an hour? And so there's that. But before the 2 hours that we went live, we had pre-cut and pre-selected some fabrics. We had those ready. Marie Graham said, "It's gorgeous." This was an earring I was going to make a complaint on Amazon for. I bought it because it was a little huggy, and I like pearls. This looked like a pearl, but look what happened. Look what happened. After so many months, the part that was supposed to be a pearl, the paint rubbed off or something, and there was just a little white piece of plastic, piece of something. And if I let me see if I can hold her still. It's still a cute little huggy that I could have put another earring on. But guess what? It belongs to Miss Amina. I was going to name her Aminata, but that's a lot to say. I might not remember it when I get old or be able to say it. Her nose was too pointy. I flattened it down. And where there's chalk, I will eventually take a damp cloth and remove it. If you look along her gele, which is a head wrap, you see that there's some stitching holding it down. So, what else did I do? Now, this is going to be a different kind of a tote than I normally make. I actually have an extra large. You see how big this one is? An extra large tote that's going to a subscriber. It's not pressed down on the side. The only thing I have to do with this one is add the leather trim and my label. So it's got a huge pocket inside. It's got a cute little different colored bottom in it. Why? Just because. So with the bag that I'm making today, well, finishing today, hopefully, then I have another one, a third one, but that one is on black fabric. It's going to require me to change all my threads for the different stages to black thread. So trying to get this one out, get this one finished, because I had given my word to Crafty and Unbiased maybe a month ago that I would do that show with them. So I was trying to get it out. So I want to show you just like the basic parts of making a bag, but this bag is going to be different. This is a piece of double-sided pre-quilted fabric. I've already notched out the sides, but I'm going to have to change the sides because where I notched it over here, I'm going to put French seams on my bag. My so what this was a half yard. I know Unbiased says taking notes, probably Marie Graham. This was a half yard of double-sided pre-quilted fabric. So, hey Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD chick. I'm showing my bags. I know that you like certain ones, and and you know what the deal is. And I'm doing several projects at one time. You guys, I got 10 projects going because 4, 5, 6, 7 are going out at the same time, plus some other things. But I'm doing them by chain piecing them. So to go back to my process, for those of you who want to sew or want to put yours on a bag, you can get the silhouette, but this is how I did the bag. So this is a half yard going this way. But when I make French seams, it's going to take a half yard is 18 inches. So if I take an inch off each side, that's 2 inches. This bag is only going to be 16 inches. I wanted it to be mediums. So the fabric is 44 inches. So this way, it's upside down. This side, the fabric is wider. I'm holding it upside down so you could see where I notched it to sew it. But I will have to take this in further. I was going to make a different kind of a pocket that went across the whole bottom because I can't not put a pocket in the front because her face is in the front. You see? So I have this one piece of fabric, and even though it's double quilted, I don't have a serger. Gifted my serger to another quilter when I downsized it. Size. So when you cut this on the side, it will ravel down a little bit. So I just zigzagged along the edge. Just zigzagged along the edge of the bottom, not the top, because the top is going to have binding, not the sides. I actually cut the one side with, you call them zigzag scissors. That's what they call them now. We called them pinking shears in the old days. So I did that so that the seam wouldn't ravel, but it's going to be a French seam on both sides. And the purpose, hey, Crafty Leo. So I'm giving a little tutorial on this type of bag. So I just wanted you to know that this side is cut. This side is solid, but I'm going to sew them both and make a French seam. We're going to go over to the sewing machine in the middle. So Amina has got her earrings on, and I have already basted the handles just to kick it up. They're going to be red, and this is webbing, 1 inch webbing, and this will hold a couple thousand pounds. I wanted it to be lightweight, but the reason I'm making French seams is because this fabric is light colored. I'm never going to set it on the floor, and I'm going to keep this one as a sample so that I can show you guys when you ask me to see some of my personal totes or I give classes. I can do Zoom classes. You can follow Crafty and Unbiased and I. Unbiased is making a wall hanging out of hers. Crafty is making a bag of some type. And this, someone asked me about it. This was a random piece of scrap fabric. And you see that little pointy edge? This little pointy edge? That's how the scrap actually was. I left it. That's what makes art original. Like people will say, well, why did you do that? That wasn't a shade. Because that's what I like and that's how I design stuff. That's just me. I'm quirky like that. And I like stuff that I don't like. I personally don't like matchy matchy. I like different fabrics in different areas. Why? Because I want you to see the effort that I took, that I didn't take one piece and just do everything. I want them to see all the thought that I put into making this original bag. So, without further ado, let's go over and sew her up. Oh, your daughter's name is Amina. I like the way that it's spelled, Blue Lotus. I love that. I love that. So, again, this one, oh, the last thing I wanted to show you, Uh-oh. I have so many things going on. I have, oh, here it is. For example, I want to show you, you see the animal print that's in her gele? Well, that's a different animal print that's going to be on the pocket. So I have already made a pocket, but I want to show you guys something. For me, one of the details that I add, thank you, Donzel. He says it's a pretty bag. If you look real close, you can see two lines of stitching. So I use the two lines of stitching, one to close the opening where I turned it inside out, and the other, it makes it kind of firm. You know how you buy a pair of jeans and they have double seams in some places? This is going to be in the inside. There's going to be a lot of reaching down inside because it's only one pocket. The cell phone, whatever, is going in there. Oh, let me keep this there so I can show you all the different ones. This is the bottom. The bottom is actually, and I signed it, original by Ellen Penny Pankey. So the bottom is going to have this animal print. You see this animal print next to this animal print, next to this animal print. That's not accidental. I wanted it scrappy, and those are the fabrics that I decided to use. Also, somewhere over here, I have the tie. Oh, it's over there. The tie is going to be the tie for this bag that we're finishing today. These are the ties. Guess what? These were already done because when I'm cutting 2.5 strips, I cut extra ones. Actually, when I'm cutting, I cut 5-inch strips. Then, when they're needed, I can cut them in half. I can keep them 5 inches and make charm squares, or I can make straps. Now, when I make small bags, I like to have a tie. I can make this tie as long as I want, but this bag will actually be used sort of as a basket. So it's going to have a very wide bottom, like me. Oops, no, I didn't say that. Mother, I didn't say that. So it's going to have a very wide bottom because I'm not going to put this on the floor. This is never going to be on the ground. When I sit it down, I want it to sit flat. So it's actually when I sew her, she's going to come up to like maybe here. But the French seams are going to make her, oh, bedazzling. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. I'm a dance for you. I'm a dance for you. Okay. Oh, man. Woo. Yeah, baby. I was about to back that up. No, I'm just being silly, mother. I'm just being silly. So, as you see, the handles are already basted on, and I basted them towards the inside. So, without further ado, look. Oh, I had one more to show you. So, this is yet another piece of animal print. The ties, the inside, and the pocket. So it's going to have a lot of different fabrics. A lot of different fabrics. So let's go sew because it's not going to be much to finish this tote. And we're going to do it today, right now. And I'm going to show you how, Ashley said, get it, girl. Yeah, no. I used to be a mess back in my days. Auntie Joanna tell you. Auntie Joanna tell you. And so let's go do this. Let's go do it. So all the parts are done. I'm going to I'm going to just turn this for 1 minute so I can turn the camera around quickly without making a big mess. And we're going to sew this. And you can make your handles any size you want to. I wanted to make this a I wanted to make this a kind of shoulder bag, but since it's going to be sitting on a table like a basket most of the time, I didn't want big straps like in the way. You'll see when I finish. At least that's what I plan. Maria's Graham saying, "Hello, Mom Pankey." I just texted my her favorite hand dance channel to my daughter so she can so she can my mother's 94 years old, you guys, so she can watch her music. I did not load YouTube on her new tablet that she got for her 74th birthday. Why? Because she pushes buttons. I know I saw something on her Facebook feed, but my sister Joanne said, Mommy went live for 45 minutes the other night. What? In the bed. Oh, Maria Graham, you like this sweater? I got it like several years ago. I've slimmed down a little bit, I think, but it's kind of big. I was in a meeting today, and one of the younger people came up to me. My shoulder was all hanging off, and she like trying to patted me together. So I'm going to first of all put the pieces where I will be able to find them when I start throwing fabric around. This is the bottom. See how wide it is? This is the pocket. So before I sew the sides or anything, you put pockets on because you don't want to be trying to attach pockets when sliding it under the sewing machine, trying to twist it, trying not to get the straps caught up. So, matter of fact, let me think. So, in order to get a pocket in the anything in the middle of any garment, anything that you're working on, you fold it in half. That's if you're working on a t-shirt. If you're working on a t-shirt, you fold it in half. So I'm putting a little pin up here, a little pin. Actually, I'm going to bring you guys closer. Closer than close. I want to get next to you. I know Mike likes to get up close and personal. So, and I don't like fiddling with a lot of cameras and stuff, you guys, because L triple G, thank you. Well, Mommy went live. No, it ain't LGG. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. They're probably saying the same thing about me, right? So I'm going to keep you guys close. And wait a minute, let me see something. I'm looking around at different things because I wanted you to see this, but you can't see that. So let me see this. So that is not an issue. I can just the move the camera over a little bit more close. So that's it. How you like that? That's the label on my machine. Ha ha ha. That's what I was attempting to replicate by hand. So I'm going to see if I can sew this without scratching up the laptop or whatever. I'm going to put the phone over here so that I can try to read the chat. And let me see. I have my pin here to show the middle. I have my pin here. to show the middle. And the reason I'm doing that because this pocket I'm going to do similarly like they do with a t-shirt. So I already have a pin in the back of the bag. So I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to move the handles, and this pocket that's going there, I'm going to fold this in half too. Fold this in half because I'm going to put it in the middle of the back. So there's a pin here, the middle, and I'm going to do like they do 3 fingers down when they're doing a t-shirt. I'm going to do basically about 3 inches down, and we're going to sew this pocket on this bag. So I haven't knocked anything over yet. Some people pin, some people don't. I'm OCD-ish, so I'm pinning the corners of this pocket. And when I make bags, I generally sew around the edges twice. I sew every seam twice because I plan to put heavy things in it. I might put Mr. Hershey in it. Actually, I had the bigger one, like the XL one, when I used to get on the train and go like to DC or something. I would put Mr. Hershey in my bag. Of course, we had whatever you call the guy at the railroad pushing the wheelchair or that little cart. So I put a pin in the bottom and one at the side. So now, where will I start? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take a safety pin. Normally, I put the pockets on first before I do the handles, but I was trying to pre-get ready stuff so that I wouldn't have you guys here all night. So now what I'm going to do is take the other side and fold it over so that it fits under the sewing machine. And this is a heavy duty Singer. I have a denim needle in here. It's on straight stitch. It's on 4mm stitch length and 0. Why? Because I'm sewing through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, and I want it to go smoothly. So I'm going to start a little bit. Actually, they don't always pick up the first stitch. You can use a stiletto or something. And those of you who use Singer heavy duty, make sure that you pull your strings out behind. That's not one of the things they tell you when they sell you a machine, but you pull the strings out behind so they don't get caught. So this handle may be in the way for a little minute, but please excuse it because I wanted you guys to get closer than me. And one thing you want to not do is pull the fabric, like pull it this way because you stretch it. So you put your hands on both sides. Sorry, I got to blow your face up. But I wanted to show you all how I do it. So what I'm doing is sewing the pocket onto the back. So hold your questions for a minute, please, because I won't see them. And I don't want you to feel like I'm being rude and disrespectful. There's my... So we're going down to the end, and you turn the corner, you leave the needle down, and you turn it. Now, this is what you do if you're working on a quilt as well. You roll it up, you roll it up, you roll it up when you're actually quilting. And you also hold your hands flat. You try not to pull. If you want to pull, pull. I'm not going to fight with folks. Do it your way. But I just want to tell you the way that I found is easier after I've been sewing for 70 years. And sometimes it's like your mama tell you don't touch the hot oven when you're a baby. When you touch it, you get burned. Oh, that's why mama told me that. Do I actually need to sew this? No, because I'm using heavy duty thread, which is actually a quilting thread. You don't need to use quilting thread unless you're quilting sewing 3 layers together. But I'm using it because I have it, and I bought it in anticipation of doing a lot of quilts. I still have about 60 finished quilt tops that need to be finished, and which only with the batting and backing put on. But I had to take a break for health reasons, and I'm just getting back into sewing, and I'm loving it. And you guys are helping me because by going live on Mondays, I mean on Thursdays and Saturday, I actually keep to a little schedule, even when I don't feel like it. So, per se, I'm like, oh, well, no, I'm supposed to do this Saturday. Let me get it ready. I'm supposed to do this with Crafty and Unbiased. Let me get my life together. I don't want to stand them up. I want to get this project. Plus, I have all these projects I'm working on. Last weekend, I actually happened to be very tired for some reason. But I did a lot and went a lot of places. So right here, I'm actually sewing off of the fabric. Why? Because I'm in a backspace. I'm going to go up again. I'm going to backspace. It's a lot. Yes, it's a lot. This pocket, just who knows what I might put in here. I might have some $1 billion lottery tickets that I want to stick in this pocket, or carry some cash home in it. Whatever. I won $300 on the lottery once in Arizona. I wasn't even there. My sister Joanne had to go cash my ticket in. Hey, Campbell's Creation. Ellen, how are you doing today? Hello to anybody I didn't see. Darth X says sewing is therapy. I know you know how to sew, Darth. You can make things for other people, useful things. Useful. So now I'm going back the other way, sewing over the same stitch, the same area, not the same stitches. I'm intentionally not making it matchy on top of each other because I want them to be like side by side so they can both grab. All right, so now I'm turning it this way, fitting it under the throat here. Now this part might be a little sketchy because I'm trying not to mess up Miss Amina's face. I'm so excited. And I plan to keep this bag for myself for a demo. So when oops, pop goes the weasel. There was only that falling down. Not even sure where the phone is right now. It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. So, oh, hello. Come here, please. Come. Come here. I was calling you. I want you to see Mr. Hershey. He finally, come on, up. Up. I'm not doing all that bending over and picking you up, you guys. So, here's Mr. Hershey with a sweater on in the house because his mother has it too cold. And he doesn't like it. He doesn't like being cold. They cut his mustache. They cut everything. He doesn't like it. He's not happy. Okay, Mr. Hershey. Oh, I see something. My handy dandy handmade label was on the ground. I'll put that on next too while it's flat. Okay, so we're just going and going and going. You guys, well, other people have dogs too, but Blue Lotus and Bedazzling have the cutest little Yorkies. I have another sister-in-law that has a little Yorkie. Mr. Hershey weighs like 9 pounds, 10 pounds. For me, as I age, my I'm not able to carry a 9 pound, 10 pound dog too far. He might have to be on my walker one day. He might have to be in my wheelchair one day. So whenever I do get my next dog, I'd like to get something like 5, 6, under 9 pounds. And I'm thinking a younger dog would keep Hershey young because he'll be trying to keep up. Either that or he'll be snippety. But he's gentle. He doesn't usually fight because his daughter is Auntie Joanne's dog and Uncle Roscoe, and she beats him up. He never growled at her or fights her back, and he doesn't fight girls. He's just that kind of guy. He's just that kind of guy. Unless they come near his mother. So let's see what we have, you guys. So excited. All these different animal prints I found. So this is the middle of the back. I mean, actually, the middle of the inside in the back. That's the pocket. This is what the pocket looks like from the outside. And it's a nice, big, deep pocket. Nice, thick, double stitched, reinforced on the outside to make it strong and to make it hold out for a lot of years. So, where will I put this little handmade label? So, I think I'll put it in the back in the thing. And yes, why? Because I want to. So, I'm going to just cut it with the pinking shears. The pinking shears. The pinking shears. The pinking shears. Now, mind you, this has double-sided heat and bond on the outside. I don't have to sew this on. I can just heat set it. I don't want to. This is just an extra little step because I'm going to have this bag with me for the next 25 years. I may decide to take it to Arizona. It's 115 degrees every day. What am I going to do if it comes loose? I want to keep it there. So, what I'm doing now is trying to separate the front from the back. Hold on just a minute. I'm trying to take the paper off, but either I can't see it or maybe I can take this pin. There it goes, sort of. I don't have any fingernails. There we go. Okay. Oh, and what did I use? It's there is a special pen. There's a special pen. I just got a couple more. It's a 1.0 micron ball pen. It's by Pentel and it's a gel roller for fabric. Now, me, I will heat set it in addition to this being for fabric. I don't plan on ever washing this bag, but I suppose you could. So, this is what I used to make this little label. And you see the glue, the shiny glue on the back? Okay. You see where it's shiny? This is the front where it's just fabric. So, I'm going to put it on here and not sewed. I'm not going to put it in the most amount of traffic over here. I'll show you 1 second, you guys. I want to put it down enough where it won't get in the way of. Yes, I could put it on the outside, but as long as the purchaser. No, that's right. I'm saving this one. Huh. I say that. But as long as when I do sell bags, the purchaser knows where it came from, that it was original and it's authentic. That's why I'm doing it. Miss Amina is going to speak for herself on the front. So I'm going to sew this label on. I didn't pull that string far enough in the back, but it's okay. I'll make it work. I'll make it do what it do. Oh. Oh, there's my phone. Neatly filed on the floor. Miss D. Smith, thank you for coming and welcome. So now I can say hello. Growing with Hudson. I didn't see you. Auntie was working. Coda weighs 10 or 15 pounds. Oh, he's a big bag. Whoa, he weighs more than Hershey. He weighs as much as my neighbor's cat upstairs. Thank you. So if I missed anybody, oh, money in the chat from Maria. What? Oh, Maria, we gonna stop and dance, girl. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna stop and dance. Okay. Yes, 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 y'all. Yes. So, speaking of dancing, I live in a senior building and there are some people handicapped. There's one guy who is on a walker and I'm teaching him to dance, right? For the first time in his life. He has no rhythm. He doesn't know how to clap. I'm teaching him to stomp his foot on the beat and clap in the off beat, right? So, on top of that, I'm teaching him how to move his feet one to the side. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that I can pretend we hand dancing. He's never danced in his life. So that's one of the things I do during the day. Try to put a little smile in other people's life. So now I'm rolling Miss Mina up. This part is a little bit aggravating, and I didn't have to go through this because I could have put the pocket on and the label without you, but I wanted you to see how it is actually done, and I wanted to do it in front of you. So I could probably put a couple more stitches on this side on the label. And mind you, I have heat fusible adhesive on here, and all I had to do was iron it on, but I'm intentionally iron and sewing because that's what I do. You guys, it's the details when you make stuff. Like I said, the bags, the totes, whatever you sell them for, your time is money. Time is money. When you do these details, if you're not going to get paid for them, don't do them. Don't do them. It will still be a nice bag, but you will get paid what the bag is worth. If you're not going to get paid what the bag is worth, why do it? Why do it? Do it for yourself and make yourself happy. I plan to keep this one so that when I show bags or teach classes on bags, I'll have one with Miss Mina on the front that I did, not from a class I teach. I never have any of my own bags. The only bag I have with a silhouette on the face is one that one of my sewing / quilting students made and sent to me as a thank you. Okay, so now we're going to back that up. Dun, 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 dun. Back that thing up. Mother, I'm not being bad, Mom. I'm not. Hardly. Well, So am I trying to knock you off again? Okay, so now we're at the exciting part, closing the sides in. These are just details. Oh, and by the way, I will be putting some orange real calf leather. Hey, Miss Shirley OG Gardner, thank you for coming. By the way, those of you who are content creators, don't forget to put an exclamation mark GQUAT in the chat and drop your channels so that if anyone is unfamiliar with you, they can find you and find out what you're doing. Oh, by the way, this pattern I'm sharing with anybody who is a subscriber or a member to my channel or Crafty Leo or unbiased. The only thing that we ask is that now if you get it from me, it's just going to be where I took a photo on my phone and sent it out. Crafty has made digitized hers or done something with it so that you can pick it up, blow it up, and use it in different sizes. I'm not doing all that. I figure if I provide a free pattern, you're free to do whatever you want with it. So, okay, now let's see what we have here. Let me put this phone in here. Maybe I can be able to keep track of it like 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Okay, so now let's see where we are here. So I'm going to keep this pinned up so that it doesn't get in the way. Maybe I'll do the same in the back for the back strap. And just put a little pin in here. You don't have to do this, you guys. But when I'm looking up and looking to see what you guys are doing, I don't want to sew this into the wrong. Oh, I can't even put it there because I'm getting ready to stab Miss Mina in the eye. This is a really nice bag, you guys. Hudson has one of my bags. She loves it, loves it, loves it. Did I say hello, D. Smith? Thank you for coming. She's saying hi to PIA. Hello to anyone I didn't see or that I missed. And I'll be back. I'll be back. This bag, y'all, is gonna be the bomb diggity. I can't wait to keep it. I don't I don't I don't have one of my bags in the last 10 years, y'all. So what I'm going to do now, watch this bag take place. So actually, normally when you sew inside it, put right sides together, or as unbiased as the pretty sides together. I'm not doing that. Wait a minute. So I'm going to make French seams. So I'm going to keep the right side, the pretty side, on the outside where it belongs because I want the final seam to be on the inside. I want it to be super thick so that this bag stands up by itself when it's hopefully empty. So I'm pinning the top and the bottom because as I slide it through, it might not stay together. It already isn't, and I cut them together, but that's just life. Funny as it may seem. So this side, it's not exactly in the middle. I'm going to do the same thing and sew a seam on the outside. I'll show you exactly in a second. So what I'm doing, even though this is not a seam, I'm pretending that it is. Why? Because that's what I do. And I've been sewing so long, I just mix things up. Sometimes my sister will ask me, my sister is Joanne Stevens, you guys who may not know, my biological sister. She'll say, Sissy, why did you do that? I don't know. Just because I never follow the rules. This is what I do. Now, you can use a stiletto, a poke or something. Sometimes when you're sewing a lot of seams, they don't want to pick up right away. So I'm using this little tiny screwdriver for a stiletto to start it. So, okay. And I'm doing a little more than a 3/4 inch seam. And I'm trying to let it ease under and pick under. Could I use a walking foot? Yes. My walking foot is acting a fool though. So I'm only doing a few short seams. So I'm not using it. I'm just easing it in and making it work. But what a walking foot does, it lifts it up so that the top feeds under at the same time as the bottom. This machine does have a place where you can drop the feed dogs if you're quilting. For those of you who have one of these machines or you're thinking about getting one. So this one was trying to bunch up a little on the sides, but it's okay because why? I have it pinned. So I'm going to backstitch a little, and I'm going to flip it. Why? Because I'm going to sew it going back up the other way. Do I need to? No, because I'm going to sew it on the other side as well. One. So I could put a 50-pound bag of potatoes or a whole bunch of fabric. Put no dirty potatoes from my garden in my bag, my beautiful bag. Another thing, I see the bobbin's getting low in here, but I pre-wind boxes of bobbins. Some days I may just cut 2.5 inch strips. I make my own jelly rolls most of the time. Why? Because for the last 15 years, nobody makes jelly rolls like mine, and my jelly rolls are unique. Nobody has the fabrics that I have, and I love that. I love it, love it, love it. So this side, it's not two cut pieces. You see what it is? It's one straight piece. See you, Sarah. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Don't forget to take some of those feed sacks that you have on your place and also make those into bags. I make feed sack bags, you guys. So I already know this is the middle, so I'm taking this pin in so I don't reach up and grab it while I'm talking to you guys. So the needle is not in the top upright position. I put it up before I started, and I'm not going to start at the exact edge. Why? Because the machine may not pick it up, and I'm going to back stitch a little bit anyway. So what am I doing? I'm making like a fake seam on this side so that it will look like the other side. Because this is going to be a very hard seam, and this bag will stand up by itself when I finish with it. And also I wanted to be kind of lightweight. And so I don't like carrying heavy stuff in my old age. Thank you. Thank you, Unbiased. Grateful. I actually do have an extra bobbin over here, you guys, but it's black. For the other bag that I'm making, the other commission bag that I'm making, but I had to stop to do this one and finish it because my word is my bond. I was wondering what was under my legs. It's Hershey. Why? Because one of his beds is on the floor on the other side of my sewing machine, and the pillow fell off the sofa that I'm sitting on for a sewing seat, and he couldn't get in it. He was bumping me, trying to figure out how to get in his bed. Now he's over there rolling around. rolling around. So now this seam is done. I'm so excited. Now, yes, this is extra work. Again, know who you're sewing for. If you're not going to get paid for doing these extra steps, I don't know what to tell you, Shug. Be kind to yourself. And if you're giving something as a gift or for free, do it. But this is a $95, $125 bag, depending on my finishes. Okay, so look what we have. It's like the outside of a bag. So what are we going to do? We're going to turn it inside out. Try not to stick myself on any pins I left in. You see on the handles I put safety pins because this is the stabbing part. And I'm going to use my hands to smooth down the seams. I'm not going to take it to the ironing board. Normally if I was here by myself, I would, but it's not a necessity. So I'm turning it in and I'm going to put a couple needles in. Do I have to? No. Why am I doing it? Because I put my big girls on every day by myself and I do everything I want to do my way. That's why. And it just makes me feel like I'm more in control of the stitches and when it moves around. I want to have something I can be proud of, or I really don't want to sell it, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I'm smoothing down the seam. Now I'm turning it under. Those of you who make pillowcases, this is the seam that we put on that. That's what is a French seam. Some people teach you to make it like the hot dog method or whatever, but this is how you do the seams on the side of the pillowcases so that you can't see them, or you can use a serger. But I'll tell you the difference in using a serger and doing it this way. This way you have a very, very thick seam, and the bag is going to stand up by itself. You need an African print jelly roll. I'll send you a link where you can get it. But the African print jelly rolls right now, I'll be honest with you. The shipping is prohibitive, and with the tariffs. But I have a couple places where you can get some African print jelly rolls. Now, my favorite place, the shipping is prohibitive. I'll give you that site as well. There's a place in North Carolina that used to go and buy fabrics, I think in Senegal or someplace, and resell them. I have a lot of places. I have a place in New Jersey where I used to get. Okay. Okay, there are several places to get them, but Auntie Ellen cuts her own. I buy my own yardage and cut my own, but everybody doesn't like to cut. I don't like to cut unnecessarily. So I'm getting ready to sew this extra seam and I'm going to make it extra. I'm going to make this one like 5/8 of an inch. Why? Because again, I'm trying to make it thicker because I want this seam to stand up. And I want this bag to be able to stand up afterwards. So I'm putting the top thread in the back. And but bedazzling, I do have several places. Aboriginal fabrics, or there's some places. Cape Facet has Aboriginal fabrics. That is an Australian couple, but they license the Aborigine designs. The Aboriginal designs, for those of you who don't know, the people in Africa, the original people that lived there were dark skinned people. and they had the type of skin that gets keloids. They would take different pins and pierce holes in their skin, and then the holes would rise up like a tattoo and leave different markings. So that's what the the couple that license their fabrics, but they pay them something. Is it what they're worth? I don't know, but but I would love to go visit. I would love to go to Indonesia and get some batiks, go to Australia, and get some pick up my with my own two hands. Pick up some of the Aboriginal, and I like mixing them. Now the difference in getting the fabrics in different places, if those of you who like sheets or anything that know about linens, the thread count matters. They have to have something called long thread. Cotton comes in different qualities in the United States and in other countries. Campbell said she likes to cut her own. Now that she has something to cut with. I've always cut my own. I've have the big cutting board. I also have electric scissors, but sorry, I also have electric scissors, but I don't always cut that many at a time. Why? Because let me think. When I'm not like trying to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, I'll tell you about the store in North Carolina that sells authentic African fabrics. And I used to, when I lived in North Carolina, I used to go to their shop. There's also a guy that had a shop. He was from Pakistan or India, and he had a nice shop in New York City. And after the shutdown, I called him and he told me that he shut his store down, like in the garment district in New York, and he rents someplace in New Jersey. And I have in touch with him, David Corey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And this bag was going to be finished in a minute. You guys, I'm so excited. And I wasn't going to double sew this because it doesn't need it, but I'm going to double sew it anyway because I don't want the inside to come loose. So now I'm turning it. The magic is starting to happen, you guys. So now this seam, just for the record, has been sewn 4 times. You're not going to buy a bag anywhere that's been sewn 4 times on the sides. Now these are just little 1-inch webbing, but they will hold thousands of pounds. This is what they make dog leashes, dog collars, and things out of. You can also make your own. Bedazzling, y'all can make dog collars with that new heavy duty machine. You can make your own stuff for Storm. Oh, yes, you can. Back stitch. Okay, so we did this side. I'm going to cut these loose strings while I see them, and they're on the outside of the bag. Okay, so oops. I have one more side seam. My phone just died, you guys. Not the battery. It bit the dust and fell on the floor. Let it be what it is. So the bag already has the label in. The only thing I'm going to have to do when I get offline is put some little leather trim. And I have some orange leather cut for 3 different totes. So I'm going to add that on all 3 of them at the same time. So now I'm sewing a 5/8 inch seam on the other side of the bag. I'm going fast because I'm so excited. And the pins are just ensuring that the seams are meeting up at the same place evenly. Why don't I put you over there? So I just put the little metal phone stand over there. And even though I'm double sewing it, I'm still gonna backstitch. Hold on, you guys. In 1 second, I'm gonna read the comments as well as grab another bobbin because we only have 2 little things to do. And then I'll show you how it stands up by itself like a basket. Okay, I'm gonna act like a little monkey. Okay, so let's see what we have. So now the 2 sides are sewn, and we just have to sew the bottom. But by me making this big seam, this one is no longer 2.5 inches. So I knew that was going to happen, but I didn't know how thick I was going to make this seam. So I'm going to remeasure the side seam so that it's 2.5 inches from the side, as well as 2.5 inches from the bottom. And what I will do is take a little marker, doesn't matter what color. So I'm over here, you guys. I just don't want to move it and make it fall. So this is going to have to come over a little bit more, a little bit more, and this one also a little bit more. So you guys, you say if you take your time and do it the way that you think it should be done, it takes whatever time it takes. And people want your work. This is what they do to get it. Or if they don't want it and they're not going to pay for it, you give them what their budget allows. And you do what your budget allows. You have to eat. You have to pay your mortgage. You have to pay your rent. If you own your land outright, got to pay taxes. You know, life goes on. This is really, really small, so I'm not going to keep those. I'm cutting this with zigzag. So what I'm doing, I cut out a 2 1/2 inch square on the bottom of this bag. Why? Because I want to have the bottom of this bag will actually end up being like almost 6 inches wide with the seam allowances. So now this one doesn't have to be a big French seam because I will actually press it open. So I'm only going to make a 1/4 inch seam here because I want it to be thin. Checking to make sure my bobbin doesn't run out. I meant to do it right now, but I was running my mouth. I'm so excited to get to the next part. I'm going to back up, and I'm still going to double sew it. So I'm flipping it, and I'm going back the other way, another 1/4 inch seam. So So when you hear them talking about Auntie Ellen, they say, "Oh, she overcharges for her bags." Oh, be dazzling! I did I didn't tell anybody, but your bag is over there. I wanted to see this, and I want you to see this so that you can make this bag, this exact bag. I already have your black bobbin thread over here, over here. So yours that should be done this weekend. This one will be done today. The third one is over there because I am putting some nice orange calf leather that my sister gave me in the corners to trim them off. I may show you before then, or I might not. I might want to leave something for a little surprise for you now that you know sort of kind of what you're getting. Like Maria Graham didn't know I blinged out her little thing, her little sticker for her refrigerator magnet. So, you guys, so we have this. See how much wider it is? So what we do is you can sew the bottom to one side or the other. For this particular bag, I'm going to open it up and actually no I won't. I'm going to flip the seams, let one go to one side and the other go to the other side because why? It makes a stronger bag or makes a stronger seam. It doesn't matter whether it's a bag or what you're making. So, you see this? You see this end? By doing this, it squares it up. That's how you square it up. And I'm going to put one big pin in the middle. Now, the only thing when you push the seams to one side, you have to look on the other side and see which way you've got them going. So this seam I have going to this side. I will press it offline later. So we're putting this one to this side, this one to this side. Let me make sure I still have them going the right way. Yeah, like they say, measure twice and cut once. So I'm actually making sure that I'm doing them going the right way. These seams are really thick. Cut these strings. And I have this pinned down flat. This one's acting kind of like a fool, acting monkeyish. So I'm just going to put an extra pin on there. And give me 1 second, you all. I'm going to grab another bobbin because I want to show you something. So I have a small bobbin winder. When I had my heavy duty machine, I had a high speed large bobbin winder. And what I do, you can buy pre-wound bobbins. There's a place called Filtech, and they have another name since they moved to Pennsylvania. But I fill this whole this whole box up at one time. Now, I have an embroidery machine, and some embroidery machines you can get you can get the pre-round magnetic bobbins for all machines. But when I bought my baby lock machine, it came with a free class, and the baby lock distributor told us to wind our own. So I wind my own. Ha ha, bedazzling. You know yours is one of a kind. And you may or may not have some bling at the bottom of it. Sort of, kind of. You'll see. So here's a bobbin. I have it ready. Just going to sit it on top of the machine because I'm not going to be able to keep on going and going. No, you know what? How about this? Why don't I just change it now? It's only got this little bit on it. That way I don't have to keep peeking at it and seeing what it's doing. And I know that I will have plenty. See how nice and evenly this is wound? Can you see how much thread is on it? And it's the quality of thread that I choose. Okay, so let's go, team. Hold on. It knows that I'm excited. It doesn't want to go in there. So before I put the little the bobbin cover on, I like to bring the bottom thread up to the top while there's nothing in the way and look at it and put them both to the side. Put them both to the side. I brought it up. Now I'm going to put the top on and we're ready to go. We're ready to sew until the cows come home. The African Prince PIA? Oh, sure. I'll make a little, yeah, Campbell, there are lots of stores. So look, nobody's paying me to prep the stores, and I don't get any discounts from any of them. Maybe we will in the future, but there's a place, the store in New Jersey is in Rahway, and but there's more than one place in New Jersey. There's more than one place in New Jersey, you guys. And I promise you, nobody has the same fabrics that I have. And whenever I see a 6 foot section of fabric that I like, guess what happens? I save up because I don't buy fabric all the time, especially not anymore. And if I see a piece that I like, I buy the whole 6 foot section. So I know nobody has my fabrics. I know that they have it because I didn't leave any for them. And they're made in small batches when you get the authentic fabric. Bedazzling, do you already? You thinking of my next? Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. So we're sewing across the bottom of the bag. You guys, it's almost done. So I'm making sure the seams, at least I thought I was. I thought. Let me see. Okay, I'm just making sure my seams are going in the direction that I want them to go in. So I'm squaring off the bottom of this bag. Oh boy, so now we're sewing 2, 3, 6. We're sewing to like 6 or 9 layers of fabric. All machines are not going to do this. They're going to choke. They're going to choke. You get this heavy duty brother, and there are others. I have other heavy duty machines. They're not even big. I just don't want to mess them up. Like my featherweights or my babies. They'll sew this. I made so many bags with my featherweights when I was waiting to relocate and downsize. And I did everything on my featherweight. On a featherweight. Sometimes when I'm in Arizona, I'm tearing up Auntie Joanne's featherweights. So I don't know which way. Let me see. This seam was going that way. This seam's supposed to be going this way. So I'm going to make it go this way. Okay. Oh, you're not choking on me. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so what just happened? Did I just bend a needle? Hold on, you guys. I did. So, I just bent this needle. How do I know I bent it? And I'm not going to sew I'm not going to sew until I break it, because when I stopped, it stopped the momentum from going, and I was actually sewing through like 9 or 10 layers, and I can see the needle is bent. I broke a needle last week, and last week, the end of it, that doesn't usually happen. The end of it flew out. It flew out, and it could have struck me in my eye and blinded my other eye. So we have, no, the bobbin thread's not caught up, unbiased. It's not caught. It is, the needle is bent. The needle is bent. So let me change the needle. Okay. The bobbin area is nice and clear though, because when I changed the bobbin, I there was a piece of thread down in there, and I'm using these because it's easier on my little finger. Oh wow, that wasn't enough. So hold on, you guys. Whoa, look at this, you guys. Do you see that? And this is a number 16 needle. I do have 18s that I use sometimes, but I'm using this. I just want you to see how badly it is bent. And you know what else? You can tell when you're listening to the machine, if it like chokes hard, like boom, boom, that means it's hitting something. If it like hums like, that usually means that a thread is caught. So look at this. Trash man. Now, when you guys throw needles in the trash, any sharp object in the trash, be considerate of the trash men or whoever empties your trash, picks it up, whatever. Put it in a container where no one else can be injured by it. So, now wait a minute. I just had a pack with all those size 16 needles because I showed it to someone, and now I don't see them. Oh, I know what. I put them in here. So what do? I keep a bunch of needles down here, but I also have a bunch for this featherweight. Aha! Or do I? Hold on one second. Fumble finger. Actually, no, I don't. This is what I want to show you guys. Tracy, you asked me about the needles for metallic thread. This is an old pack from forever and ever, but these are the special needles for sewing metallic thread. And you see where it's showing where the eye is larger to accommodate short staple rayon and metallic threads. And it shows you where the scarf is. For those of you who don't know, the scarf is that place, that ledge going down the front. The ledge going down the front. So, just un momento. Okay. Okay, okay. Hold on, because I have so many packs of needles. And I stick them different places. And these are quilting needles, 9, 11, 14 jeans. But the Schmetz jeans needles are longer and they do something different on the Singer. I don't like what they do. So more Schmetz needles, more Schmetz needles. But I want, for what I'm doing right now, and I want to thank each of you for hanging in there. And just one more second. Hadn't anticipated breaking a needle. Well, let me get some more packs of needles out. So these are hand needles. I just had them because I was showing them to Bedazzling just yesterday. Not to worry, your pretty little heads. Even though I dropped the container, it'll be a hot mess in the morning. But here are like 20 packs of the needles that I want to use for this project. And let's go. So you see these? These are, I'll turn it around a minute. 316, 218, and 114. So just because, like the jeans were 16 that I had in there. And if you can see it, the heavy duty 110 over 18, I'm going to put a size 18 needle in there. Now this is bigger than the 16 denim. And sometimes, okay, just a minute. I wanted to see if this one had a 20 in it, but this pack does not. What I will do is get an 18 out. Yes. I just broke a 16, so I'm stepping out. And I'm going to get an 18. Am I missing? If I had 40, oh, you had 45 people and I had 45? Thank you. That needle was jackknife. So this is a bigger boy. He's thick. He's thick. Wait a minute, where is, see how thick this part is? That's a big needle, guys. Do you see how big it is? All right. So let's do surgery. So, oh, the scarf of the needle is this. There's the front of a sewing needle. There's a line going down the middle in the front, and you can stick your fingernail in it, and that's what guides the thread from the bottom to the top. From the bottom to the top. So, let me make sure that since this shank is open, is what bigger than the other one, I want to make sure that I opened it wide enough so that it's all the way to the top. Am I supposed to be using these big old pliers up here? No. But they're heavy duty pliers and they're stronger than my fingers. You know what else I like about these super giant needles? I like them because the hole that you thread them through is also bigger. They're easier to thread. Oh, yes. You would drive a train through there. Okay, usually if the thread breaks, like after I've been going an hour, I go and I say, oh, I'll finish it. But I'm so excited because we're so close to finish I really want to show it to you guys. This is needle is so large you don't even have to put a piece of white thread in the back of it. So now since I did that, I'm gonna pull the bobbin thread up again just to make sure, like when I'm threading it, if it's something small, I just do the whole thing to make everything is good. So now I'm gonna pull the bottom thread up. So you see what happens when you sew, what did I say? 3, 6, 12. I was sewing through 12 layers. You're going to change your needle in a big machine? Oh, PIA said thank you for the metal needles. Also sewing slower, Tracy. All right. All right, big boy, let's do this again. Let's play it. Let's do it again. So I'm going to give him a little running start. And here we go. There we go. Now I might do a little bit of pulling. Yeah, went through like butter, baby. 12 layers. The double-sided is 3 layers. There's 2 seams. That's 6 times 2 sides of the fabric. That's 12. Okay. Like butter, baby. Like butter. Like, see, this is what having the right stuff to do the right job. And I will say this. Some of the other machines, I'm not saying any line, any special one, but some of the other plastic machines, the smaller ones, don't try this at home. Don't try it with them because they're not going to sew through all these layers or as easily. And don't tear up the machine. I don't care what you paid for it. Money is money. Sell it and get what you actually need to do what you need to get done. Okay, can't wait to sew this seam and open this bag up and show you guys. So, and I'm using a 4mm stitch length because I'm sewing through all these layers, 0 stitch width, and a straight stitch. I'm going to get on down the road and not be running around, running my mouth when I go over these 12 seams this time. So, do you hear a boom, boom, glunk, 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 glunk? He was chewing a big fat mouthful of greens that time. So we backstitch. We're going to go over. We're going to turn him around. And this needle will easily sew leather, so I'm going to be sewing leather trim on next anyway. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I can't wait to turn this inside out and show you guys the next step. Okay, so the inside of the bag is done. We are turning Miss Amina inside out. You see this corner over here? I'm pushing it out with my finger. You see this corner? It's squared. I pushed it out with my finger. Now, I will press this. I will press this. So now we're going to the other side. Oh, look at this, you guys. I'm so excited. And it's a bag that I can probably keep for myself. But what I want to show you, oops, I got my foot on the pedal. What I want to show you is this. Do you see this? I'll put it back up there by me. I'll just do it like this. By me putting those thick French seams on the side, look how the bag just sits up. The bag just sits up. It will sit on the table. Oh, what is this? What is this? This is the bottom that goes in there. The bottom is already in there. And she fits perfectly. Look at all the different prints down in there. I don't know if you can actually see. Try it this way. Well, you see this one, then you see the one at the bottom. Oh, but wait, we're not finished. We're going to put another one on. We're going to put the binding on. You're going to change your, oh, I'm reading it. Okay, so now we're going to put the binding on from the back. I will actually take this back out. And this is 2 layers of needlepoint plastic in a sleeve. Okay. Let me put all these sewing machine needles in here. And I don't buy them all at one time, you guys. I buy a little at a time. A little at a time. So what we're going to do now is measure. So I'm going to unpin the handles. I just wanted to make sure they were not in the way when I was turning and a twisting and a turning, moving and a grooving. Okay, so now we're going to sew a binding. I'm sewing the binding on from the inside. Then I will flip it and edge sew it on the outside. So away we go. Away we go. And here are the ties. I will put the ties on last because I'm going to put them on the outside. I'll show you what I mean in the middle. And I will fasten them in here so they won't get lost. Things like to hide when Auntie's throwing fabric every which way. So these are over there. And what I do, I know this should be, I'm just measuring twice and cutting once. I see that this piece is larger than the bag. So what I'm going to do is roughly measure it, and leave a 1/4 inch seam. Now what's going to happen is it's going to be snug. So I'm just putting my finger here. Why? Just because I've been doing it for so long. What I really would do if I was just here by myself, I would measure it so there would only be one piece that's a little bit longer. Why? Because this is 2.5 inches, and it's like I could have made maybe two 2.5 inch squares, but we don't care about that right now. We're just getting our bag done. So I'm going to sew the ends. Sew the ends together. Just a little 1/4 inch seam. I'm doing this because I know Crafty has a bag in progress. I know Bedazzling and others want to do this bag. And I won't be making another one like this one. I have 3 bags up here, but they're all different. I see you filing yourself on the floor. That's because I'm not looking when I stick them up there. So I have this seam. I'm going to open it, the center, and just finger press it. Finger press it. Why? Because I'm going to fold it inward and I'm going to sew it to the bag with a 1/4 inch seam. So I already know this is the center of the bag. Why? Because we put that pin back there like 5 years ago. No, it wasn't 5 years ago. So where'd the seam go? There you are. We're going to start it here. Do we have to? No. I'm just doing it. So I'm going to put that pin that was in the middle, I'm just going to put it right back in the middle to hold that seam. And I'm going to just loosely pin this because I already know it's going to fit. But that's just what I do. This little seam over here is not such a little seam because it's like X amount of layers. So I'm just trimming it so when I get to it, it'll be flat. And that's all you do. Now I wanted to see which way this seam was going because I'm glad I'm looked. This one is going in this direction. Normally I would get up and press it, but I'm just trying to boogie on down the road right now so that Miss Amina can be finished tonight. Her handle, oh, wait a minute, you guys. No, that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing. I'm running my mouth because I have it on the outside. I don't want it on the outside. I want it on the inside so that I can flip it out. I knew it was something funny when I made that little move a minute ago. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're starting with the binding on the inside. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I knew there was something like, why is this doing something? Don't get old, y'all. Don't get old. So I'm just loosely pinning this. I'm going to look in the inside again to see which way the seam is going. Why? Because I'm just going to loosely pin it going that way. Oh, you guys, the magic is going to happen in a second. Can't wait to show you. Can't wait to show you. The label is already in here. The only thing I'm going to add are the ties. Maybe I'll keep these short ones. Maybe I'll make them longer because I made this bag for my granddaughter and she actually puts her son's basketball in here because it has a big enough tie that it can still say, look, you can put a basketball, two standard professional standard basketballs will fit in this same size bag, and the bag can sit up in the bleachers or wherever else, making sure this seam is going in the direction I want it to. Doesn't matter. No. Do it your way. Do whatever you want. It's your life. It's your bag. No, we're not doing wrong side to wrong side. It's this is the inside, but when I finish, I want to pull the binding and fold it over and have it end on the right side, if that makes any sense. It, if it makes any sense. So this is ready to be sewn, and let's do it. So just to for a point of reference, for those of you if you had a question. So this is the outside of the bag, right? So what I did was put the binding on the inside of the bag. This is what you do for a quilt as well. If you want your stitching to be seen from the outside. So I'm going to stitch it down from the other side. But meanwhile, I'm going to start in the back, in the middle. And am I using a 1/4 inch foot? Do I hear that question? No. Why? Because I know where a 1/4 inch is on the sewing machine. I've been using a Singer sewing machine for like 55 years. But this one has a little foot. And on the inside of the foot is a little edge. Like here's a 2.5 inch ruler. So if I measure from the needle, where the needle is, the needle's right here, and there's 2 lines right here. That's where a 1/4 inch is on the inside of this foot. And I'm looking at it. You don't look at the needle, you look at the edge of the fabric, and I'm guiding the edge of the fabric right along a little seam in here. So that's how I keep my 1/4 inch straight on this side. Okay, so I'm starting in the back, in the middle by the pocket, in the middle of the row. So I don't know why this needle, unless it's just so long. Okay, so I'm lining this up on a 1/4 inch, and this will go fast, you guys. This is only like 40 inches all the way totally around. So this is a 2.5 strip, like a jelly roll strip that I cut myself. Actually just got this one in the mail last week. One of my friends who was a quilter saw that I was doing something and I needed some cheetah print, and he gifted me this. He sent this to me. And that is so kind. I have to find something kind to do for him. But it's not like when somebody does something, you immediately send something back. It's going to be something genuine and something that he can use. He likes African fabrics. And I'm going to make sure that I give him something that has a little something of me in it. Maybe a fabric postcard or something. It's getting holiday times, you guys. Time to think about gifts. Time to think about your moderators. Time to think about your family and friends. You saw Maria Graham's little refrigerator magnet. Just something little handmade. Does she deserve something bigger? Yes. I'd give her the world if I could. I would give. If this world were mine, I'd make you a queen, like you're not, with wealth untold. You would have everything, Maria Graham, if this world were mine. So I'm going slowly over these 12 seams, but we going in there. We're in there. Using a size 18 needle, sewing 12, 13, 14 layers, plus webbing on one side. And just so that you know, because I'm sewing through so many layers and thicknesses, I'm using a 4mm stitch length, 0 stitch width, and just a straight stitch. Just a little straight stitch. So in like 5 minutes, this is going to be totally finished. I'm pulling this back a little bit to make sure that the 2 layers of the binding and the 3 layers of the double quilted fabric are all caught. I don't want to have to go back and fix them. So I'm making sure I have all the layers. So I think I'm finally going to get a bag for myself that I made, so I can take it and show it off where I go. And people say, "Where'd you get the bag?" It's an original by Penny Ellen Pankey. That's where. So you guys are quiet, or am I missing a lot in the chat? I'm sorry. I'm just trying not to break a needle or have it fly up into my face, which is kind of what happened last week. What kind of happened? And I found the piece that flew out. It was broken. It was actually underneath my machine. I would have been done. My other eye would have been gone for life. Okay, so I'm getting near the other. I don't have all the edges over here. So let me back up. Just talking and looking up. So I'm going to go back and do it again. That was not a 1/4 inch. When I looked up to see if I had all 4 pieces, I moved the fabric, you dummy. You see how I like ease, tiptoe through the tulips over there? Yeah, baby. You're not eating any more of my needles. You're not. You are not. Not today, grasshopper. Okay, so where are we? We're in the middle. In the middle of the road. So I'm going to take this starting pin out. And I'm just going to stretch the fabrics a little bit to make sure that it ends exactly where I started through all the thicknesses and the different types of fabrics. So this is where the tire hits the road, you all. So this is the inside where I sewed it. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it out and I'm going to turn this under and I'm going to go around I'm just turning it under. You can press this if you want to. You said you're fine. You do a beautiful bag. Unbiased is here to help. Thank you. Unbiased said it's so nice. You go into TV model. Oh. So I'm going to turn this under. This will be a little bit difficult over on this fat seam, but we're going to make it work. And we're going to go over on this fat seam, but we're going to make it work. We are going to make it work. And all those strange pieces of strings, I'm just going to tuck them in. So now we are finishing the back. We are actually sewing on the front. So when it finishes in like 3, 4, 5 minutes or less, you will see what Auntie's going to make her do. So I'm starting in the middle of the bag and I'm pulling the binding and all the strings forward. Okay. So I'm going to stitch like 1/8 of an inch near the edge all the way around to hold it down. Okay. Now I could use black thread. I can't see black at night. And on this leopard, it'll be like invisible. So I'm going to use this off-white, this kind of gold. And I'm going to go around here and stitch it down. Around and around and around we go. So we're sewing over. The reason I had to help it is because I was sewing over the middle seam in the back where I had sewn the binding down, and it was like that's where the split. Oh no, I didn't do it. Oh, wait a minute, did I? Hold on, you guys. Let me see something. Oh, hold on. I was talking and lost my place. I just want to make sure that I'm not sewing over the handles. Hold on, 1 minute. No, I'm doing it correctly. But what I'm going to do is cut these strings. We only have 5 minutes, y'all. Hang with me 5 minutes. Because when I do it this method, the strap is going to come up this way, and then I'll tack it back down. So this is what I want to do, but I'm going to put the strap on the inside. No harm, no foul. I panicked for a moment. I'm like, wait, where's the handle? Did I sew over it when I was looking up at the screen? So I'm just going to start with a back stitch, holding it down. We're sewing like 1/8 of an inch near the edge. And when I put the fancy leather on, maybe I'm not going to put orange on this one. I just decided because it'll clash with the handles. So maybe I'll put some gold leather. I'll look in whatever little tidbits of leather I have left from my sister's generous gift. I will decide. So I'm tucking all the seams the way that they're supposed to go, the way I intend for them to go. They're not going to do what they want to do on my bag because we're not having it. I'm glad I put that 18 needle in, y'all. Okay, going over. It ain't bad. I hear her trying to choke. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. Okay, we're coming around the mountain when she comes. Can't wait to show you guys. I was like, well, wait, where's the other handle? She should be coming up next. So, here we go. So I'm not pinning this part, but I want it to sit flat. Sit flat. Okay. Okay, we're coming in for the home stretch, y'all. When I used to jog with Uncle Roscoe, and we would finish jogging in the morning, when we come in for the home stretch, he would be running so fast. He said, "I'll see you at the house, sissy." Man, he would turbo boost, get in fourth gear. He'd be kicking his own A double, you know what? He'd be kicking his own butt. He'd be running so fast. Like you see the sprinters on TV at the races, that was Uncle Roscoe. My brother Joe, too, he was in the Marine Corps. We used to jog together in the mornings. I used to jog 2 miles every day. Every day. I would be happy to walk 2 miles right now, every day. I could maybe I'm not sure. Well, I bicycle, but life is what it is. I'm not complaining, God. I'm just talking to my friends and family here. I'm not complaining. I'm doing great for 77. I'm doing great. I'm claiming 77 because on November 13th, I